Hello, good day everyone. Today I will be going through the introduction to fractions, and the objectives for the class are to figure out what a fraction is, to determine the types of fractions, and the last one is to convert between mixed number fraction and the improper fraction. Now, when you go through this, there will be a couple of assumptions for the lessons. And these assumptions are that you know what is meant by an absolute number value, you also know what greater than and what less than means, and you know the meaning of quotient, divisor, dividend, and remainder. And you should also understand that these are not formulas that you'll be seeing in the lessons, but really formats that you should follow, which is why you would have symbols being repeated. So first off, we'll start by saying what a fraction is. And the fractions are used to represent parts of a whole. For example, if you break a circle into equal parts, you can represent any amount of parts by a fraction. So say for example, this is the first circle that I have here, and I draw and split that circle into two. That is 1 and 1 of 2 parts. So this will be a half, and this will be a half. This is not restricted to circles. I may supply a square here right now. If I decided that I want to actually split this square into 4 pieces, I would see that this is one part, another part, another part, another part, and you would see that this is 4 parts. So this here would be a quarter, and this here would be a quarter, and this here would be a quarter, and so on. So that is what a fraction is. It's just really a way to represent parts of something that is whole. So if I want to take 2 parts out of this square here, I would say 2 parts of 4. 2 parts of 4, when I reduce 2 parts of 4, I would recognize that 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is simply 2. And I would get a half. Notice that what I am covering here is really a half of the square. And that is what fractions are. Now there are 3 types of fractions that you would encounter, and these are proper fractions, mixed number fractions, and improper fractions. Now a proper fraction has the form of a over b, where a and b are both integers and the absolute value of a is less than the absolute value of b. For example, if you have something like 2 divided by 3, notice that the 2 is less than the value of 3. Now the number on the top of the fraction is called the numerator, that is this one here, and the number at the bottom of the fraction is called the denominator, that is this one here. The next type of fraction that you will have is a mixed number fraction. A mixed number fraction has the form c d over e, where the c, d, and e are integers such that the absolute value of d is less than the absolute value of e. So therefore that means this piece here is of the form of a proper fraction. The c represents how many whole parts are available. So example, something like this, when I say 2 and a half, I know that that 2 and a half means I have 2 whole parts and half of a whole part. The last type of fraction that you would have is improper fractions. Improper fractions are of the form f over g, where f and g are integers and the absolute value of f is greater than the absolute value of g. So say for example, I have something like 5 over 2. 5 over 2 is an improper fraction because this 5 here is larger than the 2 on the underneath over here. When you want to convert between mixed number fractions and improper fractions, you would have to just simply follow the format below. To get from the improper fraction form to the proper fraction form, you would see that all you have to do is just simply take the c value, the whole number value, and multiply it by the denominator of the fraction, and then add the numerator to that result, and you would be able to get your value f. For example, if I decided to say 2 and a half and I want to write it as an improper fraction, I would see that the 2 multiplied by 2 will give me 4. That's what I have here. And then the 1 that is on the numerator part will be here. 4 and 1 will be 5, and I will get 5 over 2 as the improper fraction. For an improper fraction of the form f over g, you let f be the dividend, you let G be the divisor, and you let the quotient be represented by C and the remainder be represented by D. So for example, you would have something like this, where F is the dividend, G is the divisor, your quotient will be C, and your remainder, after you minus whatever here, it will be your value of D. And you will get the fraction of the form C D over G. Say for example, you have the fraction from the previous example, 5 over 2, and you want to convert that to a mixed number fraction. All you have to do is take the 5, divide it, put it as the dividend, put the 2 as the divisor. 2 by 2 will give me 4, and I will see that I have 1 as my remainder. So this value goes over here, this value goes over here, and the value of G, the divisor, goes over here. Now if you have any questions or comments for me, you can reach me at carib.tutor@gmail.com, or you can simply ask your course teacher for any information that you do not know. Thank you very much.